the overall title of the project is Enhancement of Design and Manufacturing Capacity of Francis Turbine in Nepal. And the main leading organization for this project is the Nepal Micro Hydropower Development Association, and the partners are Design Lab from Department of Mechanical Engineering, the Turbine Testing Lab, and Nepal Yantrashala Energy. And these are the contents that I'll be going through during my presentation. I will start with introduction, and I'll be moving ahead with the works that I've done along with the background. Now we all know that hydropower is a prominent source of energy in the context of Nepal. Mainly for hydropower is mainly the dominant source of energy for the electricity generation in the context of Nepal. With the installed capacity of over 84,000 megawatt, the scope of hydropower in industry in Nepal is immense. And inside the hydropower technology, the technology that I am going to talk about is about the Francis turbine, and this Francis turbine is a significant part of hydropower, especially because in the context of the world, more than 60% of the total hydropower plants use Francis turbines to generate electricity. And in context of Nepal, it is no different. Looking at a study, we can find that more than 58% of the total hydropower plants of Nepal, it is suitable for Francis turbine. Now, in the context of Nepal, sediment latent water is one of the major problems that hinders the manufacturing and hinders the overall hydropower plants of Nepal. Due to the sediment latent waters of Nepal, it causes problems in decreasing the efficiency of the overall hydropower plants, and in many cases during floods, it also leads to the shutdown of the hydropower plants. So this is these two figures are, first figure is of the Upper Bhattikoshi hydropower plant. As you can see, the water is full of sediment latent. This is especially high during the flood and the rainy seasons. And second is the runner of the Trishuli hydropower plant. We can see that the runner is immensely distorted due to the sediments of these hydropower plants. Now this sediment latent water is an immense problem to the hydropower plants, but for the manufacturing industry, it brings a lot of opportunities. And the major two opportunities are, first one is opportunity of repairing and maintaining of turbines. When the turbines are distorted due to the sediment latent waters, these turbines need to be maintained and repaired. So it is an immense opportunity for the manufacturing industry to cash in and get this job done. So that is a part of thing that is already being done in Nepal. But the other opportunity is that because the sediment latent waters of Nepal requires unique designs that may not be same as the design that is being done for waters with less amount of quartz amount or sediment erosion in it. So a special design is required. So because of that, the opportunity of manufacturing, design and manufacturing the turbines in Nepal itself is immense. And that is the part of the opportunity that is not yet been cast by the Nepalese industry, and that is where our focus lies on. Now, if we look at the overall technology for manufacturing of the Francis turbines, there are many ways in which the Francis turbine runners are manufactured. Mostly, the major processes are CNC machining, pressing and machining, and casting. And the technology that we are going to focus here on is the casting technology. Now, for the manufacturing of the runners, there is already a patented technology which suggests manufacturing of the hot sprouts and the plates of this runner separately and then welding it. This is a patented technology, and this technology has already been used in the past here in Nepal by the Kathmandu University to develop prototype turbines. And the major two technologies that we have used to manufacture the turbines are, one is through the patented technology that I have just discussed, is machining the house sprouts or manufacturing the house sprouts and grids differently, and then assembling them through welding process. And other technology that we have used is investment casting. In this type of process, we directly manufacture the runner in single piece. And these are some of the turbines that has been manufactured with the help of the local industry, and the design was made by the turbine testing lab. And the 4 examples are of the 92 kilowatt runner, and this was manufactured by casting, machining, and welding. The runner blade here was casted, and the hub and shroud were machined, and at the end, to make the complete runner, these parts were welded together. And another was 2 kilowatt runner, and this was done through investment casting. And another was 14 kilowatt runner, which was also done through investment casting. And finally, the 14 kilowatt runner was also manufactured through pressing of plates, machining, and assembly welding, similar to that of the 92 kilowatt runner. But here in this 14 kilowatt runner, the blades were manufactured by the pressing process, pressing of the blades. Now, with this experience, there were some problems that were identified, and the problems were mainly identified by the manufacturer who were manufacturing these runners. And the problem reported to us were mainly for the investment casting process. It was difficult to finish the runner because the runner is small in size, and it is difficult to put in the finishing tool inside of the runner. And in the machining, pressing, and welding process, it is difficult to put in the welding rod inside of the runner so as to weld the blades and the shrouds and hubs together. Now, for this, there are mainly 2 solutions that we can go ahead with. One is simplify the design so the welding process becomes easier, and other is to separate manufacturing of hub, shroud, and blade so as to ease the process of finishing. Now, for this whole process of manufacturing the runner, the idea, the general methodology that we've used is idea generation, modification of CAD model, 3D printing, casting simulation, metal casting, welding process, and finishing. Now, in this presentation, I will be mainly focusing on idea generation, modification of CAD model, and 3D printing, and how we've used 3D printing process to develop these simplified procedures. Now, 3D printing process is important because in earlier process, if you look at the overall timeline, the timeline for us to manufacture the 2 kilowatt runner to 14 kilowatt runner was around like 7 to 8 years, and that is because the process is expensive, and then it requires some amount of money and time to get to put that all those together. But if we do the same thing, or if we use 3D printing for verifying our proof of concept, then the time overall time decreases drastically, and we can verify our concepts in very less amount of time, and which also gives us opportunity to try different ideas. Now, 3D printing in general is a digital manufacturing process in which a final product is manufactured layer by layer by the addition of material. It is also known as additive manufacturing process. Now, for this process, there are a lot of types of 3D printing technologies, but here we were using 3D printing technology to make the patterns for the casting process. So for that, we do not need to go to the metal manufacturing. In fact, we only stay to the polymer 3D printing processes. And the most conventional and widely used polymer 3D printing processes are fused deposition modeling, stereolithography, and selective laser sintering. And among these, all these are widely used polymer 3D printing processes. Among these, we've selected FDM printing technology because among these 3, FDM is the most affordable printing technology, and this is a very rapid printing technology in terms of speed, and in terms of usability as well. It is easy to use. And if SLA can be used in place, SLA could have been an alternative because the overall surface finish in SLA is much better than FDM and SLS. But then SLA is a little difficult, a little expensive process, and it requires a little more time. So in terms of budget, if you have more budget and more time, SLA would be better option for making the patterns for 3D printing, because it has a better surface finish. Now this is the overall timeline of the use of 3D printing that we have done here at Kathmandu University. We started using the 3D printing from developing a pattern for 2 kilowatt transistor turbine, and over the years we extensively used this technology, and today in today's time we've been able to develop full scale pattern for 750 kilowatt transistor turbine, which is of 550 mm in diameter. Now, for developing these simplified processes, we have used two model turbines. One is the 14 kilowatt transistor turbine of Zamile Khola, and other is 750 kilowatt transistor turbine runner of Stul Khola. We deliberately used these two turbines because one is a turbine for micro hydro application, and it is a high head turbine, and other is a low head turbine, and that is for mini hydropower plant. And the process of manufacturing, there could be a difference in process of manufacturing for high head turbines and low head turbines. So we've used both these processes to develop 3D printed models and verify our concept. Now we started off the.
Abhishek, you have only like 2 minutes. I'm just keeping the time here.
So we started off. By doing the process for manufacturing the 14 kilowatt turbine. Here we have, as you can see in the figure, we have separated the turbine into hubs, shrouds, and blades, and then we've extended the portion of the blades in the hub and shroud, so that it would be easier to finish the turbine while welding. The problem here that arose was we extended the full section of the blade in the hull, so the problem arose was due to the minimum thickness left in the portion of this shroud, there was distortion in the model. So to mitigate this problem, we decreased the amount of section that would be extended from the shroud, so the problem was mitigated. In this way, we developed our procedures, and while verifying this in 3D printing process, we only 3D printed a section of the turbine, and then finally, after we verified the process in a section of the turbine, we then went and developed the full turbine. And these are the printing parameters that we've used. And then after the 14 kilowatt, we moved ahead to the 750 kilowatt runner, which is a low head runner. In this process, also to first verify or to first visualize the turbine, we first just 3D printed the turbine by splitting the hub, shroud, and blades, and we were able to 3D print the whole section of the turbines. And these are the printing parameters again. And after 3D printing, this turbine was printed in the 0.7 scale. And after printing this, we got an idea of how to generate the simplified process for this turbine. Then what we did was we again went on to the full scale of the turbine, built a similar process that is similar to the 14 kilowatt turbines. We extended the portion from the hubs and the shrouds, and then which would make it eventually easier to manufacture the turbines or assemble the turbines at the end. And then again, these portions will be assembled together for the turbines. After verifying the concept in the CAD model, we went ahead to the 3D printing. In 3D printing, we were able to successfully 3D print the full scale portions of the hubs and the shrouds. And to further the scale, I am standing behind the runner, 3D printed runner, which will give the idea of the scale. The runner is about 0.55 meter in diameter, and these are the printing specifications. And after 3D printing it, we went to the industry where we were able to cast the turbine in metal cast. We used for this casting procedure we used mild steel as the material. In conclusion, we can say that this simplified process can be used to manufacture turbines of micro to mini scale turbines of Francis turbines of the hydropower plants. As we have verified the process in both these turbines, and the process is yet to be verified for the larger Francis turbine runners. And 3D printing along with CAD design tools can be utilized for developing even more simplified processes. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. I really believe that this is the future of manufacturing hydro turbine itself. As we know, gas turbines, it's being manufactured like this, and the future is also for hydropower, I believe so. Unfortunately, we don't have much time. I really would like to go directly to the next speaker, so thank you for a good presentation.
Thank you very much. Thank you.